Hey guys, welcome back to One Stop Biology. So guys, in today's video, we are going to understand what exactly are these terms that you see written here. So we are going to discuss about greenhouse effect. Then we are going to discuss about what is the impact of greenhouse gases on the Earth and exactly what is global warming. And we'll also discuss the ozone depletion. So guys, before we start off with the video, please do subscribe to the channel if you are new yet and you have not subscribed to the channel. Please do subscribe to it and press the bell icon to get all the notifications. And yes, please do give your feedback. Your feedback is really important. Please do keep giving your feedback in the comments of the video. And if you are able to understand the concepts, the topics, please do like the videos and share it with all your friends. So, guys, let's understand these terms once. Now we'll start off with the first term, which is greenhouse effect. First of all, let's see what exactly is greenhouse effect. First term is greenhouse effect. So, guys, the term greenhouse effect has been derived basically from a phenomenon which occurs in a greenhouse. So, if you see a small glass house where we usually grow plants, like, right, and especially this is made during winters, right? So in the greenhouse, which is made up of proper glass structure, that greenhouse is a glass structure, right? So the glass panel in the greenhouse, say this is a house, right? Now it is completely made up of glass, and this is known as a greenhouse. Now here in the greenhouse, the glass panel, the panel that we see here, this lets the light in but does not allow heat to escape. So the heat cannot escape outside. So the lights gets in, but there is no heat escaping outside. And that is why the greenhouse warms up, right? So you can take an example that if you keep your car outside during the daytime, and when you, after few hours, say if it is parked in the sun, and after few hours, if you enter inside, you feel that it has heated up a lot, right? So similar effect is something that is being caused here in a greenhouse, right? So basically, guys, in similar way how we do it in a closed glass house, the greenhouse effect is a naturally occurring phenomenon. So this greenhouse effect is a naturally occurring phenomenon on Earth itself, right? So this is basically responsible for heating of Earth's surface and atmosphere. So that is why we define greenhouse effect as a naturally occurring phenomenon that is responsible for heating of Earth's surface and atmosphere. Okay, now guys, so if you see here as well, here the sunlight is falling, right? The sunlight is falling on the surface of the earth, right? And we have various greenhouse gases, right? So basically, without greenhouse effect, the average temperature of earth would have been minus 18 degrees Celsius, minus 18 degrees Celsius. This would happen without greenhouse effect. Earth's temperature, right? So basically, in order to understand the effect, it is necessary to know that the energy that of sunlight that reaches the outer atmosphere, right? So basically what happens is we have various greenhouse gases. Now these greenhouse gases absorb the long wave, which is infrared radiation from the earth, right? And they emit it again towards the earth. right? And because of this cycle basically is continuing till the Earth's surface, right? So the cycle continues till the Earth's surface and has no long wave radiation to emit, right? So till it has no long wave radiation, this cycle is happening. Right? So let us understand it in a different way as well. Now, say we have clouds and gases. Now, these clouds, along with gases, reflect about 1/4 of the incoming solar radiation. So, we have clouds plus gases. Now, these clouds plus gases reflect almost 1/4, right? 1/4 of the incoming solar radiation. Right. So basically, they absorb some of it, and almost half of the incoming solar radiation falls on the Earth's surface, which keeps on heating the surface. And there is a small amount which is reflected back. Now, Earth's surface re-emits heat in the form of infrared radiation, but then some part of it does not escape into space because of atmospheric gases like carbon dioxide, methane, etc. So these gases basically absorb a major fraction of these radiations. Now the molecules of these gases start radiating heat energy, and a major part of this again comes to the Earth surface, which again keeps on heating it, right? And this is a cycle which is repeated many times. Now, when we said gases, we said say gases like carbon dioxide and methane, right? Now this cycle is repeated, and these gases, since they are responsible for greenhouse effect, are known as greenhouse gases. Right. Now, if there is an increase in the level of greenhouse gases, then what happens? So, since now, because of all different kinds of pollution, the level of greenhouse gases is increased to a lot. Now, this has basically, added up to considerable heating of Earth, leading to global warming. So, that is where the term global warming comes up. Global warming, right? So, if we talk about global warming, it is basically warming of Earth because of increase in the greenhouse gases, right? So, this is basically warming of Earth's surface because of increase in the level of greenhouse gases. And this increase is because of pollution, right? So if we talk about the past century itself, the temperature of Earth has increased by 0.6 degree Celsius. And most of it is during the last 3 decades, last 30 years. So now scientists believe that this rise in temperature is leading to, you know, very bad changes in the environment, and this also results in odd climatic changes, which is known as, different type of changes. For example, one is El Nino effect, one of the example of this. And it is also responsible for melting of polar ice caps, as well as there are different snow caps, like there is an Himalayan snow cap as well. So melting of all these, ice caps. Now, over many years, this will result in rise in sea level that can submerge many coastal areas. So basically, this is leading to, you know, uh, deterioration of various landforms as well. right? Now, how can we control it? Now, there are different measures, including cutting down of fossil fuels. So, basically, one of the concern is to cut down the use of fossil fuel, which is very important because burning of these fossil fuels are releasing. So basically, by burning these fossil fuels, we are basically releasing the greenhouse gases and we are increasing the level of greenhouse gases. So we should limit using the fossil fuels. That is one way, right? Then we should reduce deforestation. They consume the carbon dioxide. We should plant trees. We should plant more trees. And we should also have a check on increasing human population. So all of this exploitation is because of the sudden increase in human population, right? So all of these things are very important to now, control global warming. Now, since guys, again here, because of this, all of this greenhouse effect and global warming, there's an important phenomenon which is taking place, which is ozone depletion, right? So basically, there is a layer, right? There is a layer which is formed in the lower atmosphere. Now, this harms plants and animals. This layer is known as bad ozone. And then there is another layer which is found in the upper part of the atmosphere, which is also known as stratosphere. And this is known as the good ozone. So basically, ozone, we are talking about the good ozone layer. This ozone layer is formed in the upper part of the atmosphere. This is basically stratosphere, right? And this layer acts as a shield, right? And what it does as a shield, it basically absorbs this layer. This absorbs what? It absorbs UV radiation which is coming from the sun. It absorbs UV radiation which is coming from the sun. So basically, UV rays are highly injurious to living organisms since our DNA and proteins absorb UV rays and its high energy breaks the chemical bonds within these molecules, which leads to mutation. Now, the thickness of the ozone layer, the thickness of ozone in the column of air from the ground to the top of the atmosphere is known as the Dobson units. Dobson unit is basically thickness, right? It is a measure of thickness of ozone. And this is in the column of air from the ground to the top of the atmosphere. Now, there are ozone gases which so this ozone gas is continuously formed by the action of UV rays on molecular oxygen and degrade and it also basically gets degraded into molecular oxygen in the stratosphere. Now there should be a balance between production and degradation of ozone in the stratosphere. And this balance has been disrupted of late, due to which what is happening is there is an enhancement of degradation by the CFCs. So basically, this is known as chlorofluorocarbons, right? So these chlorofluorocarbons are enhancing the ozone degradation. These CFCs are widely used as refrigerants. These CFCs are discharged in the lower part of atmosphere. They move upward, they reach the stratosphere. Now in stratosphere, UV rays act on them releasing chlorine atoms, and this chlorine degrades ozone, releasing molecular oxygen. And basically these atoms acts as catalysts. Now, if these chlorine atoms are not consumed in the reaction, so basically they are not getting over, they are again and again affecting the ozone layer, and they keep on releasing molecular oxygen. Now, whatever CFCs are added to the atmosphere, they have permanent and continuing effect on the ozone levels because the chlorine atoms are not going anywhere. They're just acting as a catalyst and they are being reused. Right now, although ozone depletion is occurring widely in the stratosphere, the depletion is particularly marked in the Antarctic region, and that has resulted in the formation of a large area of thin ozone layer, which is also known as ozone hole. So there is a hole now, right? So basically, there is a thinning of the ozone layer just above the Antarctic region. Now, what happens with UV radiation of shorter wave, basically wavelength which is shorter than UVB, right? That is completely absorbed by the Earth's surface. Now, say given that the ozone layer is intact, but UVB damages DNA and it causes mutation. It causes aging of skin. It causes damage to skin cells and various kind of skin cancers. Even in human eye cornea, it absorbs UV radiation and a high dose of UVB, right? It causes inflammation of cornea, which is known as snow blindness, cataract, right? And such exposure to UVB may even permanently damage the cornea. Now, recognizing these effects of ozone depletion, an international treaty which is known as Montreal Protocol. This Montreal Protocol was signed at Montreal, Canada in 1987, right? And this was effective in 1989 to control the emission of these chlorofluorocarbons or ozone depleting substances. Now, subsequently, many more efforts have been made, and we even say that this complete hole that we see, right, is sometimes shrinked and sometimes it seems the same. So basically, there should be a continued effort to control and you know, uh, somehow completely stop the use of chlorofluorocarbons in order to maintain the ozone layer in the stratosphere, right? So, guys, this is all about the three topics, which is the greenhouse effect, global warming, and ozone depletion. I hope you would have understood this topic. If yes, please do like the video and share it with all your friends. And yes, please do subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon if you are new to the channel and you have not yet subscribed to it. And please do ask your doubts. If you have any doubts with regards to this video, you can drop in your doubts on in the comments of the video. Thanks for watching this video, guys. See you in the next one. Till then, take care. Bye bye.